pink earbuds. That's what happens when I forget my good headphones. It was great. There's actually like a stockpile of headphones happening because my mom keeps getting them.
Yeah.
It's like, Josh, I know you use headphones when you're at work and stuff. Like, here's a pile of them. And they just range in color.
Yes.
And I just love it so much. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Otaku Crypt Podcast. I am your host, the Crypt Keeper himself, Joshy T, and I am live at Forest City Comic-Con in London, Ontario. And this podcast is going to be a couple of shorter segments with a few of the guests and people just kind of hanging around. And for my first guest, I'm joined by Miss Candy Cosplay. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. It was a nice, long drive out here. Like I said, I'm from pretty much Niagara Falls, so about a 2-hour drive out here. And not too bad, though. It's a straight shot drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how you been? How you been enjoying your day so far?
I've been enjoying it really much. And it's a different experience, this one. It's a little more calmer, I find, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. I'm seeing that the venue is very spacious, despite this being like a one-day con.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is like Fan Expo levels of space for a one-dayer, and it's like, it's kind of amazing, actually.
It is.
Yeah, and on that note, the first time I ever saw you was at Fan Expo this past year or the year. It had to be the year before because I missed this year. And I'm just kind of curious, how did you get involved with the Fan Expo people?
I started going to Fan Expo, just attending it, and I started really enjoying it and everything. And then I just took a shot in the dark and said, what if I write them and see if they'd be interested in me. I wrote them for Toronto Comic-Con first, and they said, oh yeah, we'll take you. And I got told by someone there, you got your foot in the door. So now that they invited you, try for Fan Expo. And we heard back, we already bought our tickets for Fan Expo. We heard back the week after, and it was one of those weeks where nothing went right.
Oh.
And that news came in. I was like, you couldn't get me off the walls, like crawling off the walls and everything. I was so ecstatic that I got in.
Just a wall-crawling baby of nerd joy. I could see it. I could see it too. I've had that moment like reading books, so I could relate a bit to the level of excitement you must have felt. But that's awesome. So pretty much. Let's get more into, like, back before you got your foot in the door at Fan Expo and you became, like, a made cosplayer almost, to pull an old industry term there. How did you get your start in it?
Well, I started, like, small. I was always into costuming. I wanted to be an Ewok when I was little, and my mom just embraced all the costuming. I wanted to be She-Ra as well. I had the, like, She-Ra warrior princess, little mask, and she embraced it as I got older, and Halloween became a huge part of my life. And I just got more and more and more. And then when I found out in 2007 that there's conventions and I can dress up, I went to my first Fan Expo. I didn't dress up because I was scared. I was like, I don't know if I should dress up. So I didn't. I felt left out.
Oh.
I felt like I was supposed to be dressed up.
Oh, yeah.
And I should have been. My friend took me that same year to Anime North.
Yep.
And
here it goes.
she's like, you got to dress up. I was like, hey, I did it. And I was like, this is for me.
Yep.
And I knew it. So it just kind of, from 2007 and on, I just became me.
Oh yeah, that culture shock moment of like your first con is amazing. I remember mine vividly. Mine was an Anime North. I went on the Sunday because this is back when YTV really was about anime, and they were showing stuff from Anime North that previous year. I said, next year I'm going. I gotta check this out. And so I go on the Sunday. My mom takes me, and I'm walking through the Congress Center. And this is back when they only took up 2 halls.
Yeah.
That's how old and how long I've been going to Anime North. I think you and I can relate on this. We're only about 5 years apart.
Yeah.
And I'm walking down the aisles and I'm noticing, just basically looking through like, oh, manga, cool. And then I turn and I see this spot-on Alucard with like amazingly accurate guns. And I jump back because I thought I was looking real gun, like down the barrel of a real gun. And then I just realized, like, that was my literal, like, shock to the system followed by culture shock. Yeah.
My initial time I got shocked at Anime North was I was dressed up as a Japanese J-rocker Mayavi, and my friend was dressed up as a J-rocker as well. She's bent over tying her shoe. This girl sees me from like across and she's running. We're looking and my friend goes, where the heck is she going? I'm like, I don't know. Into me. This is before you had to ask.
Yeah.
We hugged. She was into me. I almost went over top of my friend, and my friend was like ready to kill this girl because I almost killed my friend. I looked at him like, no, just calm down. This girl's freaking out. I'm like, okay, just calm down. Okay, here's the hug.
Yeah, that was the Wild West of cosplay almost, before we like even had to consider like rules and politeness. We were just like, Or like, we're all dressed up and we're fanboying and fangirling and nobody's going to stop us even though it's rude.
Exactly.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It seems like we had similar experiences.
Yeah.
My first dressing up experience was just god awful because I don't know how to sew, but I tried.
I'm getting there with sewing.
Oh, I love all of your stuff. I think you even just looking at your prints, there is an amazing diversity of cosplay content here.
Thank you so much.
I think it's great. It ranges from I keep looking at your Marjorie dress, which is like anytime you like do a close-up of any wardrobe from Game of Thrones, you're just like, replicating this would be so much effort.
I painted the Marjorie dress.
Yes. Oh, speaking of Game of Thrones, we got a very good Snow walking by here.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Like, he's perfect. And he's got like a good like pommeled long claw. Like, poke him when he goes by. Jeez. But yes, I'm just saying, like, there's a great diversity of content here, like original designs, like your Harley Quinn there is like a good spin on it. Just asking about that. What made you want to do that one? That's a cool design.
I've seen a couple people do a steampunk Harley Quinn, but I wanted to make her my own. Mm-hmm. So I kind of took little bits off of each person's Harley Quinn and said, okay, that's my favorite on yours, that's my favorite on yours, and then I created my own.
So it's like an amalgamation of other fan arts almost.
Just a little bit of each, and there is a fan art of that Harley Quinn, and everyone kept asking me, are you doing that? I said, no. I said, I want to make her my own. Mm-hmm. So I did. I actually want to make kind of like a royal Harley Quinn, kind of same style, but with the bustle all the way to the ground.
Oh, awesome.
So
yeah, the one I get from the feeling I get from that, like, it's obviously like steampunk themed, but I get it's the most like circusy one, I think. It gives very much the Barnum and Bailey feel in a Harley Quinn, and I think it's great. I think it's great. And you were just telling me an interesting story before we started recording. You have a great Maleficent too.
Yes.
I just want you to tell that story into the microphone about you were doing a children's event.
Yes. And I was sick, very sick. And I still went because I knew I didn't want to disappoint the kids. Mm-hmm. And this little girl comes up to me, my friend. She was dressed up as Mel from Disney's Descendants, which is Maleficent's daughter. And I'm sitting there trying to talk to this little girl, and I got in a coughing fit. Thank God for my friend. She took over and talked to this little girl because I felt so bad that I got in the fit. So when I finally calmed it down, I went back and finished my conversation with her.
Yep. Playing through the pain, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's, I've gone to a couple things where I couldn't walk, and it was more just about being out. Like, I've been, like, working 6-day weeks, and this is my one day. And, like, I can't feel my knees, but I'm not stopping either.
At Fan Expo, because I was on my feet, I refused to sit. I think I sat 3 times out of the 4 days I was there.
Oh, yeah.
And so I refused to sit. So come Sunday, I could barely walk, and I'm Maleficent that day. I took my boots off because the floor was cold, and I just let the cold floor hit my feet, and I was just like, oh, I'm like, this is great. And
God bless you, concrete floors at the Toronto Convention Center.
It made my life. I was just like, oh. So everyone's like, do you want your shoes on? No, I don't want them on.
No. The great, what we call it, the turtle room, you know, that one on the landing that goes down, we call that the turtle room. I just imagine that, like, you're just like, oh, that floor looks cold. Oh. That's great. So you obviously know that convention center very well. And oh, that's a Dan. That's my shoulder. Mr. Spider Dan Perry, host of the Conplague Report on this network, is giving me the Zohan, the little bump to the shoulder. Boosh. Boosh. Ooh. Pushing a little harder. Starting to feel good on my end. I love this guy. Just kind of what's coming up for you now?
My next one after this is Hamilton Film Expo.
Okay.
And I'm crossing fingers I get my Suicide Squad Harley Quinn done.
Yeah, that one blew up in a way I was not expecting it to, because the initial buzz on that was nobody was into this. They were saying, Jared Leto's the guy playing the Joker. They were saying,
I think it looks amazing because they went comic book style.
Yeah.
And I love that feel when they do that.
Yeah, and I think the bar was just a high bar. Like, people had to get over the fact that this was not going to be the Nolan-verse, I think. Yeah. And I think once people got used to that idea, they started liking it. And now I've been seeing, and Margot Robbie is Oh, man, almost had a sign fall over there. When it was announced that Margot Robbie was going to be Harley Quinn, everybody was like, eh. And then even when they saw the outfit, they were kind of like, and now it's like grown on people in this way. It's crazy.
I'm making her top a little longer.
Yep.
Because I was like, if she's showing a lot of leg.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I don't want to do too much over the top for me because I like to do this sexy but conservative at the same time, I guess you can say.
Oh, yeah.
Leave some to the imagination.
Exactly. Like leaving some to the imagination's good.
Yeah.
I think it's like just if you're going for like a sexy feel, leaving a little bit to the imagination does like spades. And it's kind of funny, like sort of. I'm going to go on a weird tangent here because of that thought. Like you've heard that Playboy is no longer doing nudes,
I heard
right?
that, yes.
And it's because in like this kind of oversaturated, over-sexualized society, even they understand like, anybody can just show nudity. Yeah. And they were always trying to be the classier one. And they decided like, well, we can't be the classy guys by doing nudity anymore because everybody's expecting it to be completely pornographic, right? And, toning it down to the cosplay level is right. I am far more impressed by elaborate, right? And going back to your Harley Quinn there, it has a lot of elaborate elements to it. And also, very, very sensual and very attractive at the same time. And, I applaud you for that. You found such a great balance of it. And also that being a character that is done so many times in so many different versions, you making a point of making it your own was very admirable.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so is that a favorite, though, because of that?
Yeah, her and Loki.
And Loki, I first saw you as Loki. That one just seems like I can get behind that because my best cosplay look is robes and long coats. Yeah. So I'm just like, I know the appeal.
Yes, when I get in Loki, it tends to be like any character I get into, I tend to become the character. Oh yeah. I love just acting like that character, and I love villains. Yeah, yeah. Oh, villains are so much fun. Going back to my best and favorite cosplay experience is when Bleach was huge. I loved the villain. I loved Aizen. Because not only was like he ran the slow game, is like if anybody who watches Bleach, it's a commitment because you got to wait until episode 60 to know who the villain is. Yep. And when he's revealed, and he's just so amazing and so perfectly evil and brilliant and unstoppable. So I fell in love with Aizen, and he's got those long robes, his deserter outfit as they call it. If you remember that with the big red belt, that was I've never seen Bleach, but I know the character. You know the look, Yes. So that's Aizen and his two cohorts, or we always called them the three betrayers. Yeah. And that was my best cosplay moment. The only time I ever found myself attractive as a man in pictures. Yeah. I had my hair slicked back. I was tall and wearing I was basically a hanger for these gorgeous robes, and I was like, that is the best. I jumped the shark, I think. I've never looked that good again. Yeah. It's like my first time I put Loki on to the second time I put her on. Things weren't going right with her, so I was just like, you're just not working out for me today, are you? No. So I worked with all the problems she had, and I can just talk nicely to it and adjust slightly. It's like a ship or a woman responds to touch. Yeah. Well, I refer to my costumes as hers because they are. Yeah. It's girl-female costumes. There you go. Like her. There you go. And so today, people can't see we're doing just audio, but you're in your Bellatrix outfit, your Bellatrix Lestrange outfit. Yes. I grew up with Harry Potter. I'm a fan, and I always love the people who are cosplayers and do the villains, because Harry Potter is one where villains are clear. Yeah. The only one who was ever a mystery to me was Snape. Everybody else's motivations seem pretty clear. What's the fascination with Bellatrix? Because you seem really committed to her. I just love her crazy aspect to her. Yeah? Because I love playing crazy. And I can get into her character and have fun with her, and I enjoy it. It's like Harley. Harley's got a bit of crazy to her, too. I can get in and just bounce around and be crazy. Oh, so I always like, especially with Helena's portrayal of her in the movies, was really like, it's like, if a girl was so obsessed with a celebrity, and that celebrity was a psychopath. Yes. I love Helena. That is Helena Bonham Carter's portrayal of Bellatrix to me. Is like, it is a groupie who just doesn't care that the guy she idolizes is a homicidal maniac. Yeah, exactly. And so on that note,
excited that they're making more movies set in the world?
I am so excited. I actually want them to do a prequel.
I was always hoping for prequels.
I want to see like how Voldemort got to be who he was, because we only got to see clips.
This is true.
Clips and stuff, and why he picked Harry Potter's parents and all that.
Yeah.
We want to see all that.
Yeah. For those who don't know and haven't been tied into this, they are making a new movie. This is called Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, which is a reference to, if you've read the books, you understand every year the kids get required reading, and that is a fictional book within the book. And so that's going to be a series of, it's one guy, and it's going to be an American wizard.
Yep.
And they're kind of doing that for the mass market appeal,
Yeah.
but it's also, I think that is just the case within the universe. Yep. And it's going to be the guy going on these adventures about finding fantastic creatures, which all end up in the book. And I think that's fun to play with.
Yeah.
That is like such a deep and elaborate universe.
It is.
And
It
like,
very is.
I think there is like good license to play within it. Like not being completely committed to the main cast, I think is a good idea. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I'm like, I will be slightly empathetic to the people who are very committed to that main cast, and they only want, like the guys who immediately wanted follow-ups. They wanted the kids at school. I'm just like, we just had 7 movies of kids at school. Yeah. Like, this is a very rich universe. And
exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I think a prequel would be really cool. Like, even Snape's side.
And just kind of a shout-out, some people I know actually made a fan film.
Did they?
Yes, it was called The Gathering Storm.
Oh, wow.
And it's about Lily and James and Sirius,
Oh, that's cool.
young Lily, James, and Sirius at Hogwarts, and they like kickstarted it themselves, and it's called. They're calling it. I think their company or whatever is they're going with the Marauders, so they're calling it the Marauders fan film.
Oh, that's really cool.
And it's called The Gathering Storm. I'll try and find it and attach a link,
Okay,
at least to their Facebook page. But they've put great screenshots up, and they have like great cinematographers. It has that dark look of the films, and they're doing a great job, and I can't wait to see the finished product. But for those of you who are looking for a prequel, that might be your answer. There is something cool out there that I'm glad to share with people. But so definitely excited for more movies from that.
Yes, very.
And on that note, other things you're excited about, you're clearly excited about Suicide Squad.
Yes, Suicide Squad, and I'm a huge fan of the Underworld franchise.
Oh, yeah.
And I heard they're continuing that.
I didn't even know that.
Yes.
I learned something today.
Yes, I'm so excited for that. I love Kate Beckinsale as Celine.
Oh, I think it's a great character.
Yes.
And it seemed to me that after 2 was it seemed like 2 was the peak. And then they kept going after that. But at the same time, I love the prequel. Yeah. Because Michael Sheen is a darling, and he got his own movie. So I was happy about that. I dug it. But no, I didn't even know they were continuing that one.
Yeah, I was reading online that it got the okay, and she's lined up to do it again. So I was like,
nice.
yay.
I see. In that case, it seems like it could become another Resident Evil if they keep going.
I think this is going to be the last one, I think they said.
Okay.
And then they're going to do a sub-story one carried on from, I forget that character's name, but he was in the second one, and he helped Celine, the elder son.
Oh, there's, okay.
Yeah, they're going to continue a story with him.
Marcus or
No.
William?
It's a third one where they kidnap Celine.
Oh, okay. I don't remember the third one all that well.
Yeah, she was hung up, and she had her daughter.
Yes.
That
Okay.
one.
Okay. Cool. So, we're going on about 20 minutes here with you, and I'm I don't want to be keeping you from your booth all that much. So thank you for coming on to talk. I'm sure we'll be doing more in the future. We have a lot of mutual friends and stuff, so I'm sure you'll be around.
Most definitely.
And where can everybody find you? Where can everybody find you online?
Sorry.
No problem.
I was watching Dan.
What is Dan doing behind me? Is he doing more Zohan stuff behind me? No? No?
People can reach me at Facebook. Mm-hmm. It's Candies Cosplays, and at Twitter at Candies Cosplay.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Candy.
Thank you.
Have fun. Okay. Alrighty. And hello, everybody. We are back, and one table over from my previous guests. I am here with Canadian cosplay superstar. It's true. You know it. Miss VickyBunnyAngel. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. You're laughing, but come on.
am.
You but I say that, and we laugh because we've known each other forever, and it's like we have no delusions about celebrity around here.
Right.
But it's also, you are the judge and guest at like every convention I go to. So that's why I say it.
Is that a bad thing?
No. No, but it is to the point where I don't even like, oh, there's a costume contest. I better say hi to Vicky. Because I know you're judging it. That's what it's gotten to.
It's amazing that all these cons want to invite me, and I'm just like, I don't outwardly ask for it, but it just comes and falls into my lap. I'm not going to say no, you know?
And I bet I know how, like, every time they need to pick a judge, they're not even going to the list of who are, like, locals. They're actually just looking at pictures, and they go, did she make this? Yeah, this girl knows her shit. She's judging.
Maybe.
Maybe. It's true.
I do post notes on how I make things. So.
Yes. So it's not
There's
like
proof.
Yep. And not only that, we've known each other for a little while now. You're one of the first CosProfile videos, I believe.
I remember that.
You remember that?
Yeah.
When I was like still figuring out how to hold a camera. I'm not much better, but a little bit better.
I think that was one of your first words, like, hold on, let me see if I can figure out how to work this. I'm like, oh, dear. I'm going to be here for a while.
Yeah. Thank you for your patience. That was your Diablo
Yeah, that was my wizard costume a few years ago at Anime North.
And, like, and as wonderful as that was, and it was a fantastic job. You did great prop work, the glass ball and the staff. I love it. But also, since then, you have holy crap upped your game.
Have I?
I'm looking.
Guess.
I'm looking at your one here. That was the Zodiac one, right?
Oh, my bunny?
Your bunny Zodiac one, which was part of a big group, right?
Yeah, that was a big group at Costume Con. They're originally designed by all of us, based off of our Chinese Zodiac character. For me, I'm a fire rabbit, and by telling you that, you can probably figure out how old I am. Yay. And I was inspired by, like, Fire Nation, but Chinese opera. And I'm like, if I married those two, what would I get? And that was that costume.
Yeah, and it's got all this amazing like armor detail on it. It's gorgeous, and and just everything since that CosProfile video, I think you've just gotten so much better.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
And just to reiterate that, not only are you being asked to judge, are you still doing those classes you were asked to do?
Which classes?
You were doing, there was one on Warbla, there was one on sewing, was there not?
Oh, yeah, I do panels. You mean the panels that I do?
Yeah, I thought for a while, though, it was actually like workshops outside of conventions. Was that not for a while?
Sometimes we're doing that. We're still developing that because we need a space to consistently host a class to do it, unfortunately. But at every convention, I'm also teaching something about cosplay, mostly a thermoplastics panel, sometimes wigs or dyeing or just cosplay 101. So if you see me at a con, check out the program book. Maybe I'll be teaching something that's relevant to your interest.
You're basically like in a convention program. You're like Matt Greenfield on Evangelion, where it's just like, do I condense this all to one credit, or do I actually let it fill up a page?
Oh, jeez.
Did you ever see that? It was a guy named the director, writer, producer, and he was a voice actor on Evangelion. Matt Greenfield.
It was Evangelion?
Yeah.
I thought that was Voices from a Distant Star. No. He did that for Eva? Oh.
He was a main director at ADV, so he might have done that. But on Evangelion, he was writer, producer, director, and he was the voice of Hyuga.
Wow.
Yeah, and I just I'm drawing a parallel there. Like, oh, here's Vicky. She's a cosplay judge. She's a cosplay guest. She's going to be teaching panels.
I mean, I don't run the cons yet.
No.
See, that'll be my next thing.
That's next level, right?
Con runner.
Yeah.
Or something.
That's next
Owner,
level.
CEO.
Yeah. VickyBunnyAngel Con.
Yeah.
It'll have better turnout than like half of the other ones we go to.
It's so funny. I joke with a lot of my photographer friends who are from far, far away, like all over the United States and like Europe or whatever. And they're always like, yeah, well, when am I going to see you next? I'm like, I just joke with them all that they should come to VickyCon in Toronto for a weekend, and we all could all just shoot together and have fun and eat food. And that would be the whole weekend.
That is that's actually not a terrible idea. Not saying rent out a hall, but I'm saying like I've seen like photography events where they hire a bunch of models and then a bunch of photographers get to come out. There needs to be a cosplay version of that maybe.
Yeah, they do that in New York. I was talking to someone last week at New York Comic Con. Someone booked out, like they paid for the permit for like one of the fancy venues to legit shoot in it, and they had invited a bunch of like cosplay models, a bunch of photographers, and everyone kind of chipped in for the cost of the permit. Yeah, which is not a bad idea if you want to shoot somewhere really swanky and don't want to get kicked out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I could totally relate to that because as you and everybody who is tuned into this website / channel knows, I make videos, which is sometimes god awful at conventions. like you're trying to like move around with a camera rig and you're bumping into people and people wander through your shots and it's not always you're doing everything on the fly. And, you know, I could totally see that being, like, amazing. So, when that happens, give me a call. Like,
I will make it so.
Even if I'm just hired as the official behind-the-scenes videographer, I just want to be there.
I used to do that for the High Park cosplay gatherings.
Yes.
Way back when. Way back when before it became like taken over by some organization or whatever that now does the meetups.
Yep.
But I actually went to the city of Toronto. I booked a permit for High Park, so we actually had that space. Mm-hmm. And because I didn't want to take a chance on all of us cosplayers getting kicked out.
Yeah.
Because we also took up one of the sheltered villas as a home base, which is really nice because it has tables and benches and like a shelter in case it rains.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
It was like $150 for the permit, but like we asked people for donations though to help pitch in, and a lot of people are like throwing in 25 cents, $1, like anything really.
Mm-hmm. No, that is it. I'm kind of like hearing my mind shatter. Like that is brilliant. that needs to happen more. I am so into that.
Well, there's cosplay picnics all the time now.
Yeah,
so.
I was at one in the middle of summer. It was a big video. It was kind of the cosplay beach party.
Oh yeah.
And it seemed like you should have been there because there was like a lot of pool party League of Legends. It was like half of it. Like this seems like Vicky should be here.
Honestly, if I'm not at an event, I'm probably at another event.
Exactly.
That's it.
It was just like I haven't seen Vicky here. She's probably out of the country.
You're probably right.
Probably right.
Probably right.
Like, how have you been enjoying that experience? Like you've been away a lot lately.
It's fun, and every day I feel very, very blessed to have the opportunities I do. I'd be lying if I said I didn't miss being just at home, like just sitting there in my underwear doing nothing, because that's an amazing feeling.
The best.
Right?
This podcast will be edited with just me and my flannel boxers and my torn up My Little Pony shirt.
Yeah. But traveling, though, you get to eat and you get to see different people. Like, I love that part of traveling.
Yeah. And I'm just thinking, have you been back to Blizzcon in subsequent years since that wizard cosplay?
I'm going back this year.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It just seems like, and you know, you're someone who's been there more than anybody I've spoken to. That just seems like that is a convention where if you're going to cosplay, there's no bringing your B game. That is show up to win.
Yeah, especially if you're in the contest, you want to be putting up the best you can, you know, and so that you don't feel any regrets at the end of the day. I mean, there's only 3 winners, so out of like the hundreds of people who are in the contest, so I mean, you also have to be okay with the fact that you just want to show off your costume on the BlizzCon stage. That's also just a dream of mine. Like, I don't care if I win.
Yeah.
I honestly don't. I'm probably not going to win, so I'm not going to go in expecting that. But like when you go to BlizzCon, 100% of the people will know what you are, and 100% of the people are going to be excited, and that's the best part of cosplaying at BlizzCon. Seriously,
that sounds like Anime North, like during the Bleach phase when like there was a billion. I was one of them. I was just talking about that with Candy. The best I ever looked was in my Aizen costume.
Well, back in the day, there used to only be like 3 to 4 main animes that people would watch because anime wasn't as like prevalent as it is now.
Yeah.
So now you have so much diversity thanks to like Crunchyroll, the internet, whatever.
I've been a Crunchyroll subscriber for like 8 years now.
Amazing.
I got in on it pretty early, and that was basically because it was the place to watch new episodes of Naruto right away.
Yeah.
And like I've been a subscriber for like 8 years now.
And I'm not even a cosplay ambassador for them, but I still like, it's a totally good investment. It's like if you see value in seeing Netflix, right?
Yeah.
And you enjoy anime, then pay for the Crunchyroll.
Basically, with like a nerd like me, I don't need TV anymore. I need Netflix and Crunchyroll because there's so much anime on Netflix now.
So like, on you.
Apparently, Knights of Sidonia is killing it, and Netflix has the exclusive to that. And, like, I need to watch it. Apparently, the second season's out. Everybody's raving about it.
Yeah.
So I need to watch that. They're finally getting like the first parts of old shows. Like they have up to episode 60 of Bleach. They have the first couple arcs in Naruto. Like they're catching up, and meanwhile, Crunchyroll is still getting stuff next day from Japan. So they still win on that front.
Yeah.
But
but I mean, they get all the new stuff. So you want to watch the current anime, like episode by episode, the same way the rest of the world's watching it. Yeah. That's the way to do it.
That is like such a like 12-year-old just getting back into anime. Like my anime life was basically I loved Gundam Wing when I was 5, and then I tried to be cool for about 10 years.
Okay.
Like play sports and stuff like that. And then I realized I was not doing it because I liked it. I was just doing it because I felt like I had to. Then YTV then had anime on the Zone and stuff. And that's when I started getting back into it.
And then it was cool again because everyone else, all your other friends were watching anime in the Zone.
I made anime friends. So my high school had an anime club. So I was like, I was not alone.
That's the thing. As soon as you find people with the same interests as you don't feel so weird. Or out of place.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious. My anime club was made up of, like, the misfits from my elementary school. And it was that moment where it's like, oh, those weird kids. And then you realize you are one of those weird kids. And then you realize, like, those weird social outcasts are not, like, people you cringe at. You realize they're your people.
Yeah.
And then who would have thought in the next 10 years we would have taken over the world? All of pop culture is nerd stuff.
For now, I'm interested to see if it's going to die down and what it becomes. Mm-hmm. I mean, certainly everyone now wants to have a Comic-Con.
Yes.
In every single tiny city, town, village.
Yeah. There's going to be a Comic-Con in Hamlets.
What is that?
That is the thing that is below a village.
Oh, okay.
In terms of like ranking.
Man. I thought it was like, it's not a dude.
No,
it's not a play.
Yeah, it's Shakespeare. That's like the term for like something under 500 people.
Every house is going to have its own Comic-Con. Every neighborhood.
Oh my God. It'd be like that thing that Americans think that everybody in Canada has their own Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
Just like every household. Like,
but don't you have a personal Tim Hortons? I totally do.
Yeah.
You're missing out, man.
I mean, mine's in Nova Scotia, so it's a little impractical, but it's mine.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, my Tim Hortons recently, I upgraded the coffee machines so I could get like the fancy lattes and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, nice.
So good.
Nice.
Gotta try it.
I'm gonna hit up yours because I at Hamilton Comic-Con a couple weeks ago, I turned into like just a 14-year-old blonde girl because I realized pumpkin spice lattes are amazing.
Well, yeah. They taste good. Have you tried pumpkin spice Oreos?
That I've heard of that. And
you need to. Do you like pumpkin pie?
Yeah. Oh, I recently discovered that I love pumpkin pie. Yes.
What do you mean? Like you didn't like it before? Or?
I was very weird about vegetables. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No judgment. That's fine. You've seen the light now. That's okay.
Yeah. And a pumpkin pie always just looked like squash on crust, so I was afraid to eat it.
What?
Yeah. And
it's so good though.
And then I realized pumpkin spice is so good, and now I'm addicted.
Get those Oreos before they're off the shelves because they're seasonal. But they're essentially pumpkin pie in cookie form. All right. And the cream just tastes like pumpkin pie filling.
Oh God. This is probably a good thing I haven't cosplayed in a while. I wouldn't fit into anything with all this food that you're tempting me with. How do you stay? Are you working out all the time if you're eating all these pumpkin spice Oreos?
Oh, no. I bring them to work to share.
Oh,
see, I'm smart. I never eat a whole box of cookies by myself. I buy it, and I just want to taste it, right? I don't need to eat like 30 cookies. So I taste it, get my fix, and give it to them to like everyone else.
So you're the lady hosting the party. You brought the wine. You're just having a half glass while everybody else is getting plastered.
The rest of you can help me finish it. Exactly.
Oh, God. That's brilliant. You are just on it.
Hey, it makes everyone at work happy because they get free cookies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. They're like, "Oh, Vicky, you're awesome." I'm like, I know.
Genius.
I know.
Utter genius. So, it's you've kind of been there throughout this, and it's fall now, but like, was that not the craziest summer?
What are you talking about? Wait, this summer?
This past summer. I saw you basically every 3 weeks, I think. I saw you at something because that's how many events happened over this past summer. Going back to talking about how everybody has a Comic-Con.
Yeah, I would say I have guested at more cons this year than I did last year. I don't know if I would say I did more cons, though. Yeah. I consciously cut out a few cons because I didn't want to have like a 4 week in a row shenanigans. Because I did Icon. I went to Winnipeg, which was unfortunately the same weekend as Atomic Lollipop.
Right.
So I could not do both of those cons. So that's how it cut it down for me. Because normally I would be at Atomic Lollipop.
I'm yet to go.
Oh, gee, you're missing out.
I know. It's just, that's apparently
it's a unique experience. So that's why I tell everyone, do the Comic-Cons, do the Anime North, but do Atomic Lollipop because it's such a different experience.
It's not. I correct me if I'm wrong here. It's less of a con and more of a series of like events and games almost. It seems.
I guess so. I mean, you still have a dealer's hall. You still have panels and workshops like crafting stuff, and it's just the variety of stuff you would get to do there. It's not the normal thing you see at other conventions. They've got fire and circus performers. Like, what more do you want? Come on, man.
The fire dancing was cool. I saw that a couple fan expos ago. I went to a thing at the Virgin Mobile Mod Club. It was put on by GeekPron, and they had like fire dancers there, and that was amazing. I think it's a lot of the same guys go and do it there, and then.
Oh, maybe they must be. Yeah. They must know now that they can get booked by cons and now just go around.
And I think same thing. There's burlesque performances and all that fun stuff. And I think that was basically an encapsulation of Atomic Lollipop. I had a great time there, so I clearly need to go next year.
And the thing with Atomic Lollipop is that your ticket also grants you access to the Science Center.
Yes.
Which is what a lot of people like because they like to go do science and learn stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And then at night it just turns into an all-out rave. And
that is what I've seen from the videos. It's just like a party. It reminds me of any footage I've ever seen of Dragon Con.
It is like Toronto's version of mini drunk Dragon Con. It's not the same as Dragon Con. I've been to Dragon Con like 3 times now. Yeah. But yeah, I would say that's the closest thing we've got to like a party con.
Yeah.
Through and through, where everyone is probably drunk by like 10 a.m.
We're putting Irish people on St. Patty's Day to shame at Atomic Lollipop.
Oh, jeez. It's crazy. I first opened my booth like on one of the days of Atomic Lollipop, and people started trickling in, and I swear to God, they were already blazed. Already. I'm like, man, it's a little early in the morning, but you know what? You do you. You do you.
It is that kind of thing where I'm just like, I'm flashing on the adolescent version of me and my friends, and we're just like, we were thought of as the boring weird ones, and like cut to us in our 20s, and we're putting the jocks and popular girls to shame with our levels of partying.
Right? Do you ever tell them like how many girls you get to hang out with and like
my thing is despite being hopelessly single, I just don't have that in me for some reason. I'm just perpetually single. At the same time, it's like, Josh, what is the deal with like all the like beautiful women you hang out with? Well, those are my friends, and yes, I agree. Most beautiful women ever, but here's the thing. They're cool as all hell. They like the exact same stuff as me. It's like if you found like, guys who are really into football, and you found a girl who was actually really into watching that, I have that en masse with my nerd girlfriends. Yeah. And it's just, but at the same time, it's like they love to dress up in all these cool outfits too, and it is kind of funny. Like the parents' view on the outside is hilarious because again, they just see like a lot of pretty girls. Like, Josh, are any of these your girlfriend? No. Mostly because they actually pick cool guys. Here's looking at you, Patrick. You're good, man.
He's not even paying attention.
He's not even paying attention.
No.
No. Vicky's fellow Patrick. He's great.
If anyone's seen me at a con and see that tall, handsome man, that would be Patrick.
Yeah.
Sometimes confused for Keanu Reeves and Justin Long.
Like amalgamated or either or?
Either or.
Okay.
Like either people on the internet will randomly tell me, did you know your boyfriend looks like this person? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or my coworkers will be like, so your boyfriend reminds you of this guy from like New Girl? And I will look up the character. I'm like, oh, that actor. Yeah, he gets that. Yeah. It was so funny.
I remember sometime it was a joke that you posted on Facebook or something where one of your relatives said like all half Asian guys look like that.
Yeah. I posted a picture side by side of Patrick and my younger cousin who's also half white, half Asian. And they look very similar. And Patrick's not related to me. It's odd.
Yes.
It's very odd.
That's very strange.
He was like mini Patrick.
Yep. That is that is just basically a point I make to all this, and I said like, nerd girls pick good guys. That seems to be the thing.
You're a good guy, Josh.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm surprised you're still single, actually.
I don't know. I've never been good at like dating. I don't know.
You know what? If you think too hard about it, it's not going to happen.
And I just tend to make friends. So, and I'm like, I have cool friends.
Well, maybe for all we know, you're the one doing the friend zoning. Ever thought of that?
Oh my God. What have I done?
That epiphany just happened right now. You're like, man. all the signals you missed.
Oh, Vicky, you're breaking me down.
You're gonna go home and cry now, aren't you?
I've got a long drive home. I'll
evaluate your life.
I'll put on my Green Day albums and just cry all the way home. I'll just listen to 21st Century Breakdown on loop. Huh?
I thought that would have cheered you up.
No, that is like, for anybody who knows me, if I'm listening to Green Day, call a therapist for me. I'm in a funk. If I'm listening to Green Day very loudly, that is the sign I am in a mood.
You'll make it. You should try those speed dating things for fun.
I have sat near a couple of those, and this is a funny point.
You should do it for serious.
Oh, God. It was my first time ever seeing one was hysterical. It was a Con Bravo, so that's a jaded viewpoint. But it was a friend of mine who she was just curious to go try it. One, we had to wait an extra 20 minutes for another girl to show up. She was the only girl who showed up. And it was... interesting. She walked away going, like, I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Oh, yeah. I did one time at Atomic Lollipop back when it was at the JCCC.
Yeah.
This is when I was briefly single. Like, I don't know, like the 1 month I was single or something.
You had like a 1 month window?
1 month I was single. Yeah. And I was like, sure, I'll do it. I'll help promote the event. I'll put on my page. I'll vlog about it because it's like an interesting social experiment for me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think I would ever do it again. It was kind of traumatizing.
But I should totally do it.
Well, because you're well-adjusted. You're a well-adjusted male. Like, I would interact with you and have a conversation with you, and it would be okay. Yeah. And as long as you weren't too pushy about this, when can I take you out for dinner? Maybe I'll add you to Facebook even. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, you got to be cool. Speed friending is where it's at.
Speed friending.
Speed friending.
I thought that was just...
Because it's less intimidating and there's less expectations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speed friending to me just sounds like a nickname for conventions. That's how I made all my friends. I showed up one day and walked away with 5 new friends.
Yeah. Must have talked about something specific during
Nope.
this podcast.
Nope.
I feel like we just rambled on and on and on.
Yes, and I love it. All right.
By the way, though, you should check me out on Facebook.com/VickyBunnyAngel
or
Instagram
You
or Twitter.
You really should, guys. She is. When I opened with this joke about her being a cosplay superstar, it's only a half joke because her cosplay is top notch.
Oh, you're too kind.
You're
too kind, my friend.
I'm stating the facts. I finally bought a print off you. I've known you for how long now, and finally bought a print off you like last con I saw you at.
Surprised you didn't get the wizard one.
It's true. It's true. Well, I love your Psylocke, so it's...
I can't blame you.
Yeah.
I am making her new Apocalypse one. You know, the Olivia Munn version?
Okay, let's go on. You're a Psylocke diehard. How do you like Olivia Munn as the choice?
I love her. She's like, oh my God, she's like waifu.
Yeah?
Man.
I'm
goals.
I'm an old Attack of the Show fan, although I came into it when she had left already.
Okay,
But that's been my new thing, is to go back and watch old episodes with her in it. I'm like, I get it.
She's funny.
Yeah.
As hell. She's a good personality. Yeah, she's super sexy too, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You got it, you flaunt it, right? Like, she's got the right look, and like I stalked all the videos of her doing her like sparring and like the sword training. I'm like, yeah, this girl's got it.
She's
Man,
doing good.
# life goals. # why can't I be Olivia Munn?
So yeah, I saw like the outfit is very much like cosplay.
It is.
I've seen.
It's very similar. It does like ode to the Jim Lee version.
Yep.
But it's still got like armored bits to kind of bring it into the new aesthetic that X-Men's got.
Yeah, that's kind of a funny thing I've noted. That's how you make something modern, is that it gets armor.
Oddly enough, yeah.
Right? Like, the recent incarnations of Batman have become more armor-like.
Oh yeah, he's just like...
Well, now he's in a full like mech suit, but
might as well just be a Gundam pilot at this point.
And where's the like? They're going into everything now. They're like, they're remaking everything Japanese. I remember hearing a while ago they were trying to make a live-action Voltron.
Really?
They were like, apparently the guys who own that company, it's like World Events Partners is the company. And they have been trying to get the world excited about it again because Pacific Rim hit really big. And they said, people like giant robots, and we've been kind of playing with this idea for a long time.
They've got to do it right, though.
Yes.
It's a touchy thing when you revive a fandom has so much history behind it, as opposed to something like Pacific Rim, which is fresh and new. There's no expectations going into it, right?
It felt like it was the North American homage to a lot of mech shows.
It was, but at the same time, it wasn't trying to be them outright. It's not like if we all watched a Transformers movie or like the new Batman reboots. We're judging it because we have a history or contextual history that we're judging it off of.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. And but yeah, they've been trying to get people excited about Voltron again, and then going back to Olivia Munn G4, there was a guy who worked there for a while named Alex Albrecht, who he put out this like 2-minute short called Voltron: The End, and it's just literally it's one guy, and it's Lance, the guy from Voltron, and it's basically his idea of what the opening scene of a Voltron movie would look like, and it was just like something him and his buddies made. And apparently, like, that was the thing that got people excited about Voltron again. It's Hollywood, so I'm sure, like, it's still in, like, pre-production and they're throwing scripts around and stuff. But that might be the next giant robot we think is Voltron.
Maybe. Or maybe Pacific Rim 2.
That,
one can hope. I don't know. It got cut. I'm sad.
The last thing I heard about it is it's not being called Pacific Rim 2. It's just being called Maelstrom.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if it's a successor to the same thing, then...
apparently, like, same world and everything, they're just calling it Maelstrom because, that whole, that's the thing of the movie, right? The kaiju come out of the Pacific Rim.
And they killed it, so...
Yeah, they destroyed the breach in the end.
I guess it would make sense to call it Pacific Rim 2.
So maybe there's going to be a Maelstrom thing, like Warcraft style, in the middle of the Atlantic next time. Who knows?
Aliens.
Yep.
From outer space.
It's the Gynax recipe. Just aliens.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Godzilla was on TV last night.
The new one?
1990.
Oh, the Matthew Broderick one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, okay.
Much older one.
Yeah.
So we were watching that for a bit, and then Godzilla is the part where Godzilla just comes out and like uproots, I think, the Chrysler Building, and I'm just like, how the hell did he fit into the sewage to begin with? I don't. What?
Apparently, the subway tunnels were huge.
I know. Yeah. I just imagine Godzilla as a giant gopher, actually, just like tunneling under New York City and destroying the whole understructure.
Yep. Whereas, I was watching like the first 10 minutes of that, and I'm going, I can't even watch it anymore. The new one was so much better. Where they it was really like going off of the Japanese stuff, but it just moved it over like one continent. And they even had, Ken Watanabe, I think, was the guy playing the doctor, and he's wonderful.
He is an amazing actor. I loved him in Last Samurai. And he has a sexy voice.
Beautiful voice. Last Samurai is one of the movies that, like, if I ever became an actor, I can think if I need to cry, I have 3 things I can think of. Thinking of the last scene of Last Samurai is like the thing to make me tear up instantly.
Yeah.
And
Green Day songs, right?
Green Day songs. that is me. Like, if Green Day songs are on, keep sharp objects away from me. I don't have a history of it, but that is the thing that I am bummed if I'm listening to it. Trust me. And but I have also he was the chairman in Memoirs of a Geisha too, right?
Yes, he was. Yes,
so,
you're Ken Watanabe.
I do. Memoirs of a Geisha was a delight.
It was a fantastically beautiful film.
Yes.
Beautiful.
And it was also one of those ones where it's all the feels in 2 hours, and it's just for me it's I have the copy of The Wind Rises, Miyazaki's last movie, sitting on my table, and it kind of follows the same timeline as Memoirs of a Geisha in terms of history, and I'm afraid to watch it because I'm gonna cry. I know it, and but I need to watch it because I'm a Miyazaki fan, right?
I read that book years before it even had wind of it becoming a movie, so it was one of my favorite books growing up to read.
Yeah, but yes, Ken Watanabe in that, and then he was in Godzilla, and I love that he. The new movie did not... They called it Godzilla basically so that people will recognize it, but Ken Watanabe, as the scientist who researches him, calls him Gojira.
Yeah.
Properly. And I thought that was brilliant, and, Bryan Cranston was in it, and he was wonderful.
It was all Bryan Cranston mostly, though.
Yeah. Kind of the first half was Bryan Cranston. Yeah. But I loved the whole, you saw that egg and you're assuming it's Godzilla the whole time, and then it ends up being Mothra. And then Godzilla comes to hunt it down.
That dupe.
Yep, and then Godzilla just comes out to hunt him down. I was like, that just blew that corny-ass 90s one out of the water.
Yeah, but if you think about what Godzilla is a giant iguana chameleon or something.
Something.
He eats moths.
Yeah.
Moths are delicious, so when people are like Mothra and Godzilla like arch enemies, I'm just like, well, he's just hungry and going for the biggest burger that he can find.
Yeah. Like they're like the two Mothras running around is just like a Godzilla Carl's Jr. commercial apparently.
Super size me.
Yeah. There's just like, but okay, if it's gonna be Carl's Jr., there would have to be some sort of sexy Godzilla model eating.
Oh jeez, sexy Godzilla.
Sexy Godzilla.
Don't even get me started with sexy like costume Halloween stuff that you see packaged at Walmart and things. Oh man.
Slutty pumpkin time?
Slutty pumpkin, slutty Godzillas, slutty Mothra. I don't know. We've come full circle, I think.
My favorite one is I love watching Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. It's brilliant if you just like kind of want to get like a funny but also be informed kind of thing. And he's laughing because there's a sexy John Oliver costume. It's basically just like the top of a suit and a short wig.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
Hello. But yeah, so do you actually have Halloween plans then?
I do. I am working on Halloween. I'm going to be at the Hunter and Lucas Esports Club hosting the cosplay events there for the League of Legends World Finals streaming event in Toronto. Yep.
Nice. That was, and you know, you've done a bunch of League stuff. It's all been wonderful.
Yeah.
And how were you kind of on board with the game from the get-go?
I played within in season 2.
Okay. And I'm just
yeah, I've played maybe longer than most of my other friends, but not that long. Like I know a few people who've been playing since like beta or whatever.
I'm just like floored that, you know, there was always the notion that back of people's heads that when the internet really became where everybody was going for entertainment and online gaming became big, but who would have thought that, you know, there was always the notion that esports was going to happen. But everybody was thinking it was going to be first-person shooters was going to be the big thing. And then it ended up being League.
I think it's because Riot put the money behind it to make it happen for themselves, right? Yeah. I mean, esports did exist before League. There was Counter-Strike and StarCraft and all that. Yeah. But it wasn't as widespread as League was.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does that say something about the skill cap perhaps is a little lower than the other games? That it's just everyone plays League.
As far as
everyone can watch League and understand it. So
as far as I understood it, and I agree or disagree here, but it was the way the game was set up was very viewer friendly. Was a big part of it, like the ability to see the whole field at once.
Yes, and they built in a spectator mode into the UI already. Since I think since I've been playing it at least. I don't know. How long it's been there. So it makes it really easy for different camera views, following different characters. You can probably stream and cast your own games with League, even before esports became like a publicized thing, you know? Just make your own videos and all that. Yeah,
and I just like, it floors my mind that like grand prizes for League tournaments are in the millions now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, but no, I think it's cool. And I'm a fantasy fan, so I'm like, just the imagery alone with League is like, and character design, I'm like, I'm happy about this.
Yes.
It's like, I haven't seriously played it at all, but like all the character designs are beautiful.
And I think that's why a lot of cosplayers are attracted to it too. They're really nice designs. The lore is interesting too, if you give it a read. I personally haven't had time to play it, unfortunately, in like recent months.
Yep.
Just because of, you said the summer's been crazy.
Oh, I've been like, I wish, like WildStar went free to play so I could play it anytime, and it's like my favorite MMO that I've ever touched.
Yeah.
And my still highest level guy is 20.
Man.
And that's a game that you could waste so much time on, but either I've found willpower and I'm like just doing other stuff, or I'm distracted enough that I don't think about it. Editing takes my whole life now. Yeah.
Well, all the best with that and your Otaku Crypt stuff.
Oh, it's been fun, and like there's kind of a team now, so it's fun. You know, we have Undead Do, who you might have seen around cosplay events.
Yes.
She does unboxing videos and stuff. She gets sent partnered with a couple kind of Loot Crate-esque companies, and she's always doing stuff there. She does Q&As. She's just like, I call her my hot big sis. It's like we have this like hilariously like completely platonic relationship, but at the same time like I can see one of her pictures and goes, damn girl, looking fine. No.
You're the gay best friend.
I am the hetero gay best
Yeah.
friend. That is the only way to describe me.
Pretty much you're that slot, except you're not gay.
I know. If I was gay, I would make sense.
You.
That is the thing I've been saying for years now. To like.
Have you ever questioned your sexuality though on that front?
Briefly over some Ryan Reynolds pics, but.
Well, that will do it.
They're like, oh, he is so funny, and then he took his shirt off. I'm like, wait, I'm not changing my life.
You're like, oh, I'm slightly confused for these few seconds.
No, actually, it was Ryan Reynolds purely physically. In terms of like realizing a man was so charming that I could be turned. It was Ed Norton. Really? It was in Kingdom of Heaven, oddly enough, when you can't see his face.
Right. Right.
All right. Before Vicky completely breaks me down and has me questioning all my life choices, I'm going to get away from this table. Thank you so much for talking to me.
Yes, thank you.
It's always a joy to talk to you.
Yeah.
We nerd out in the best of ways, and you're kind of one of those people who I get to brag that I know you. So
That's so flattering. I don't know. I didn't know people were like felt proud to be my friend.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely proud to be your friend.
I don't think about it.
And proud of all the stuff you do.
I'm proud to be your friend, dude. I'm proud that we're friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah. Fist bump.
I just fist bumped a very elegantly dressed Mulan. My life is awesome. All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Vicky. And people can find you on Facebook and everything.
Yeah.
It's VickyBunnyAngel, right?
For sure.
All right. So
Yeah.
I will leave you to your booth and your adoring public, and maybe we can pry Patrick
All
away
right.
from this
Peace
phone
out,
sometime.
guys.
All right. Later, everybody.